Hi guys, so the first thing that we're going to be doing today is concealing. I'm doing this first just because it's a lot easier to do all of your eyes all at once instead of doing the top part of our eyes and then going in with concealer and then finishing the rest of it. So we're just concealing first off today. The concealer that I'm using is the L'Oreal Visible Lift Blur Concealer. It's a little bit less coverage and a little bit more sheer than the Maybelline Master Conceal concealer that I normally use. I am completely out of that concealer, so I wanted to try this one out, and this one is still pretty good. Next, we're going in with our Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and setting all of the areas that we highlighted on our face with our concealer. So that's underneath our eyes, on our forehead, on our cupid's bow, and on our chin as always. The shade that I decided to use was the banana shade just because it's not so stark white as the shade that you see before that, and this concealer was already bright to begin with and I didn't really want to brighten it up even more. So I'm just setting all of that concealer, and then I'm going in with e.l.f.'s bronzer palette and taking the warmest and matte shade in the palette with my Morphe G4 brush and just bronzing all of the areas of the face that I normally do, so on the cheeks, on the corners of the forehead, as well as underneath the jawbone. I always like to bronze before my contour because I feel like it acts a little bit as a transition shade on our face and helps the contour blend out a little bit more. So I just blended that out with a powder brush that has no additional product on it, and then I'm going in with one of the cooler tones in the bronzer palette with my Morphe M557 brush and contouring as always, and then I went in to blend it out a little bit more with that powder brush. So now we're taking the Morphe 35B palette and we are taking our Sigma E40 brush to apply the matte cream shade in the palette. This is going to act as our transition and as our base because we are working with colorful blue shadows today. I know that's really hard to believe. A lot of people are scared to work with blue shadows, but a little bit of tricks here and there can help make these shadows wearable and make them easier to work with. So I'm just building this a little bit at a time and just working with it with my Sigma E40 blending brush. I'm applying it in the crease as well as on the outer V of our lid, and we're just building it up little by little because colorful shadows are always hard to work with and you always want to do a little bit at a time, that way you have more control over the shadow. So now we're going in with the navy blue matte shade in the palette with my Sigma E25 blending brush and applying it directly into the crease as well as on the outer V of the lid. As you can see, I am trying to flick it out in the shape of a cat eye. So the same rules for this shadow. I am trying to build it up a little bit at a time, that way I don't go overboard, because since this look is going to be so dramatic, I'm really trying not to take the dark shadows all the way up to the brow bone, which is very easy to do if you overblend. So we're just working with it a little bit at a time. So as always, whenever I use lid shadows with a metallic finish or a glittery finish, I always go in with my Too Faced glitter glue. And now I'm applying ColourPop's Rex Super Shock Shadow. I love this shadow so much. It is a very deep blue with a black base, and it has blue reflect glitters in it. It is so beautiful. If you don't have this shadow, definitely pick it up. It is amazing. So after applying that to the lid, I am going back in with that navy blue shade and a pencil brush and blending out where the ColourPop shadow ends in our crease and where our crease shades begins, because before blending this out it looked a little bit harsh and you could tell where the lines were. So going in with the pencil brush to reapply that navy blue shade will help blend it out a little bit. And now I'm going in with Morphe M438 blending brush with no product on it, and we are just buffing out those shades in the crease. So after using this blending brush, which is a little bit smaller, I'm going back in with my Sigma E40 blending brush without any more additional product, and I'm using it to further blend out those crease shades. So now I am lining my eyes with Jordana's EasyLiner in Jet Black, and I'm lining the waterline and being a little bit messy with it because we're going to go in with our blue shadows and smudge it out. So now, as you can see, I'm going in with my cobalt blue shadow with my pencil brush, And we are using it to buff out that black liner that we have on our lower lash line, as well as extending the cobalt blue shadow to meet up with the eyeshadow that we have on our upper lid. I really wanted this look to be very smoky, very intense, which is why I'm going in with the navy blue shade, using a flat definer brush and applying it as close to the lower lash line as possible. So now I'm going in with MAC's Nylon and packing it on the inner corner, and then I'm taking the matte white shadow in the palette and applying it to the brow bone. I really wanted the brow bone to be matte because this look is so dramatic to begin with, and putting a shimmery shadow on the brow bone would just make it way too much in my opinion. So that's why I kept the shimmer on the inner corners and then a matte shadow on the brow bone. So the blush that I'm using is NYX's Ombre blush in Nude to me. It is a beautiful shade and it's not overboard to interact with the blue that we have on our eyes. So I apply that to the cheeks, and then I'm going in with Gerard Cosmetics Star Powder in Grace. Holy cow guys, I love these things so much. I was so surprised with the way that they looked on the skin. They're absolutely beautiful and I love them. So now I'm going in with Ofra Cosmetics Liquid Lipstick in Sao Paulo. I hope that's how you say it. I will leave it down in the description box so you can see it, but that's what I applied on the lips. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave. That way you are notified for any videos in the future. Leave any comments down below for any requests that you may have, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye guys. Like a roaring ocean.